Hey, I'm really, really glad that you're here.
Me too.
1, 2, 3, 4. You've got that twinkle in your eyes, like you've got something to hide.
Good evening, and allow me to welcome each of you to the annual Night of the Locusts. There will be 2 unwilling players at the target address. 1 male and 1 female. Timekeeper, start your clock. You have 180 minutes, no more.
I think you're a liar.
To the selected level, there is no security system in place.
I can see you.
I trust that you remain physically and mentally ready. Always remember your oath and the laws that you have sworn to obey. Enjoy the evening, fellow locusts, and God bless.
Hello everyone, this is Gruesome Herzog.
And this is Gore.
This is the Gruesome and Gore podcast, episode number 6. The movie is Evil at the Door in 2022. Directed by Kipp Tribble and written by Kipp Tribble. Here's the cast. Andrea Sweeney Blanco as Liz. Bruce Davison as John Doe. Sonny Doench as Jessica. Robert Felstead Jr. as Isaac. Scott Hamm as Eisenhower. John James as Roebuck. Robert Allen Mukes as the cleaner. And the cast goes on. Alright there, Gore. I do want to mention that the director Kipp Tribble was also in the film. He played the character of Truman. And I also want to mention Kenny Yates as Nixon. Wow. Interesting film.
Oh, very.
It's one of these home invasion films. I said to Gore, I said, have you ever watched a home invasion film before? He goes, no. I said, then we're going to watch one. There's quite a few really creepy, bloody, hideous, invasion movies that they torture the whole family and they go all out. This film is not quite like that, but it is an invasion film. So, go ahead, Gore. Tell us.
Well, I loved the opening scenes when they were like walking up to the car and they were like wearing the ski masks. And I know how you're just like loved it. You like loved the beginning. You were like, yeah. Enthusiastically said that really loud.
Well, when you see invasion films are mostly they wear masks, but then they take them off. Mm-hmm. But what I thought was cool was when the movie starts off, you have everybody in these masks. And at first I was wondering, why does it keep showing, like, I assume it's a store parking lot, whatever. I don't know what it was. And a black car was sitting there, and they're all going in these cars. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? Well, later in the movie, we realized what it was. But let's get back to the storyline here. The father, the husband, a complete fucking dick. His wife, and then the girl was there too, but we didn't know who she was at first. It ends up being his wife's sister, and there's a history there. That's something that was thrown in there to add to the movie. Now, home invasion films I've seen, it's blatant. It's torture. It's in your face. It's right there. This is a different spin of an invasion film. They entered the house with masks, and of course they take them off.
Yeah.
There was the dick-headed guy.
Yeah, which you were like...
Oh, I hated him from the start.
You hated him from the start. I didn't really mind him all that much. Well, after you get to know what he was like going through, and then the shit that the sisters pulled before, like she's like, so the sister is like a drug addict, I guess, and she like ripped them off before after they gave her money to like set her life straight, and she just went right back to her ex that I guess was beating her at the time, or I don't know, but
you also got to remember too, it wasn't just about her being there. We come to find out that something was going on with his job.
Yeah, and he's the scapegoat for these bad businessmen, basically, and he's like the person they're gonna pin it on, and he's stressed out because of that, and then he gets to do the family life, and then the sister pops up, and he's just flustered, which I get. I don't get it, but like I understand where he was coming from. I would also think I'd be a little bit of a dick in that situation, but I don't think I'd be extremely dickish like him.
Well, while he was talking to his boss on Zoom or whatever the hell it's called, I don't know what they use there. It wasn't Zoom, but they put a signal blocker on all phones and internet while they're outside. The jammer, yeah. To keep them from contacting the outside world. But it turns out that this is what you call somewhat of a cult. Mm-hmm. You know, Bruce Davison was John Doe. He was like the leader of this cult. And what was that cult called again?
It's called like the Locusts.
Right, and it's like a brotherhood.
Yeah, so
they have check marks on her arm.
So it's kind of like so they don't call, so they do these home invasions, which they call games, and every year they come in and they do this game, and they call the victims of the murder, the home invasion, they're not unwanted players. There's what is it? They're unknowing players.
Correct. It's always a male and a female.
Well, it's not always a male and a female. Like, so what is it? We learn later on that there's roles like
no guns, no knives.
Well, knives are allowed.
Yeah, but no guns.
No guns, no cell phones, and no time unless. Well, how do I put? Okay, so in the car that he was talking about in the beginning, you eventually learn that they're assigned roles in the car. You're assigned the guy with
the time. It's like 180 minutes.
Yep, you have 180 minutes of this game, and after the game ends,
and they got newbies with them.
Yep, which is so they get a box, and the box is filled with a object, and one of the objects was a stopwatch, which is the timer, and he's the only guy allowed to have time, keep track of time.
Right.
And then you got a guy with the coin, which he's like basically the leader.
Right.
And then you have the jammer, which is the guy that's in control of jamming signals. And then you got the newbie, which he was given an empty box because he is a student, and it was his first run.
Right. And then the student in this crew had a drug problem.
Yes, and
they're not allowed to carry cell phones either.
Yep, which he did.
So basically, you have a story upon a story upon a story upon a story. You got this newbie that's off his rocker and drugs, and it can affect the outcome of the invasion. You had that going on. Then you had the sister that was hiding under the bed that they had no idea that she was there.
They referred to her as the unknown.
Correct. So, you also had a character by the name of Robert Allen Mukes. I know Allen. He's a really big guy. He was part of the Rob Zombie crew back in the day. He was called the cleaner. You didn't see him at the end when he goes up and cleans up their messes.
Oh, yeah. So, essentially, this is kind of like the middle of the movie. So, they come in and they take out the husband first, and then they go in and then...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you fucking dick. So the wife is stuck in the bathroom. Well, she's listening to music. She's in the bathroom.
And in the bathtub.
In the bathtub taking a bath because she doesn't listen to her husband complain about his fucking job and shit like that. And so they come in there and they're basically like...
waiting for her to come out.
Yeah, but before they do that, they're like... teasing her, they're fucking with her basically. They're like, they just lit a little note saying, "Come out or you're gonna die." Yep. One guy laid in the hammock, so when she got out of the bathroom,
but that's later on. But when they first put that note, she didn't see it because she's still in the tub.
Yeah, they were like, what is it? They were just teasing her basically.
But then her sister when the newbie had to get a drug fix, unblocked the blocker, so the phones work for a little bit. So she texted her sister in the bathroom saying, "Don't come out." But obviously, she did come out eventually, and you know what the outcome is. What's neat about this movie is there wasn't no gore.
Yeah, like
The only person that got stabbed was
the tech guy that was supposed to come and help.
right, because he could have got away, but he had to be a dumbass to go back into the house.
What is it? But it was just I thought it was an interesting film. My first independent invasion film.
Yeah.
And I thought it was gonna be like a little bit gory, a little bit like bloody.
And there are most of them are.
That's what I was thought, but I didn't mind it. It was like it kind of left me like thinking, is like what's gonna happen next? Like how is this gonna work? And I'm actually disappointed this movie isn't a little longer.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you remember when they were outside before it got started?
Oh, they were creepy.
That newbie, I guess it was a newbie that was fidgety.
Yeah, he was fidgety, and
I'm
I thought
thinking, what the hell's wrong with that guy?
See, I thought
that was creepy though.
Oh yeah,
creepier.
I thought that the guy, I didn't know he had a drug fix. I thought he was just like excited to do, like excited for it. He was like,
oh, he's excited, all right, because he's all high and doped up.
Yeah, but I thought he was gonna be like, well, I guess I wasn't completely wrong, but like I thought he was gonna be like a hyper like.
He's a
badass.
dumbass. He's
like,
dumbass.
I thought he was gonna be like a badass, but no, he was like
dumbass.
He was just a loose cannon that they
had to take care of. But regardless, here nor there. All in all, the acting was great. The storyline was cool. I'm gonna give a shout out to Kipp Tribble because I think it's a very clever invasion film that I never saw before. It wasn't about the torture. It was about the story of the meaning of why they did this.
I do like the concept of this. I like the the cult isn't like super confusing to understand. Like I can understand it. It wasn't like most cults and like other movies where like this, and this, and then you fucking have no idea what the fucking cult's
sacrifice about. And all that.
Yeah,
shit.
This cult is your
It's
locus,
once a year they pick a house and
you're assigned a house and it's called the game, and then
you just go in there and kill.
You go in there and kill, and you get a certain time. You're not allowed to kill anybody after the time, so they're not. So
and that was really weird.
Yeah, they weren't allowed.
They just stopped.
Yeah,
they left the girl there, and then of course Robin Allen Mukes went in there to clean her.
Yep.
And that girl was still there.
And
what's the matter, honey? And he kills her. I shouldn't be laughing. That's not funny at all.
Well, it's how he did it was so good.
He's so big.
He was like pretending to be a gas man. He comes in the house and he like looks at everything. He's like, this was like a terrible run. Blah 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 blah. You're leaving a mess for me. Blah blah blah. Yep. Basically, and he goes in and the guy is like looking at it, and she's like has a bottle of champagne, like threatened to beat this
big guy.
Big guy, like probably like 3 of her.
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But I just want to give a shout out. Great job, Robert. I love the performance of you. That was a pretty interesting, innocent, basically just choking her.
Yeah. It wasn't even choking her. It was just like a giant bear hug.
Yeah, it was
gone
great.
Wrong.
So that being said, I was quite impressed with it because it wasn't what I thought it was be. You know, Evil at the Door in 2022. Like I said, I've seen a lot of invasion films, but this is way different. Very clever, shot very well. Some cool music that she was playing in the bathroom.
Love the music taste.
Other than that, what do you give it?
I give it an 8.5.
Really? I'm impressed.
I love this movie. Not only did I love it, I loved how they kind of stuck to the not gore part. I told you in this movie, when they were talking about like previous runs they did, they were like, they never like showed like this guy talked about chopping off a guy's head. In most movies, like gore movie, they would have shown person chopped off. They didn't show that. They showed the machete kind of like in a picture. They showed like the blood stain. They showed this one guy pushed a woman off a roof. It showed her just laying on the roof, and it wasn't bloody. It was just like, I like that. I loved the storyline. It kept me intrigued. It kept me wanting to watch more.
You're right, because watching this, I was like, you know, it wasn't boring. It was evenly paced, and it kept you waiting to the end.
Yeah,
what's going to happen?
What is it? I was on the edge. Well, I wasn't literally on the edge of my seat, but I felt like I was on the edge of my seat. I was intrigued. I didn't know what was going to happen next. I was honestly disappointed this movie is so short. Like, I would be happy for another one in the future.
Yeah.
I would love to watch it. And so what do you rate it?
I give it a 9. I was thinking 8.5, 9, but I'm going to go with a solid 9. I mean, the base of facts that we just talked about, I liked about it was the storyline, the way it was shot, how clever it was made. The characters was interesting, except for the dumbass husband. I just could not stand him. But just that's the whole point of a movie. We talked about it before. If a character you hate, I mean, I was kind of glad that he was the first one they got caught and tied under the pool table.
Which you called. It was the only part of the movie that we actually called.
Yeah. That being said, I really, really dug it. So hopefully, folks, it is available to watch on YouTube, on ITN. Go to their YouTube page. And it's also posted on my site, gruesomeherzog.com. You can watch it there. So that being said, this is Gruesome Herzog.
And this is Gore.
And we're out of here.
We're out.